everybody to Tights from Mind episode 34. And today we have a special guest with us. It's not the Commodore, but it is Mike. And Mike is actually, I would say you are like the first generation of wearers like on the internet. Like it's how
Pretty
long have you
much,
been
yeah.
wearing openly?
Well, I'm 55 now, and I started in my, oh God, early 20s because, I mean, the first time I ever wore openly, I was scared to death, and this will make you laugh, but I wore sheer energy suntans with the longest shorts I could find in the highest socks I could find.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there was only like, a couple
Like that
inches
much.
of pantyhose showing. And I went to the gas station and I paid at the pump. I mean, I jumped out of the truck, I paid at the pump, and I was so scared. And and
It's terrifying the first time you do it,
and yeah, it was. And
but then it's
now
exhilarating.
I look, yeah, well, yes, it was exhilarating, and when I look at it now, it's like just so dumb because now it's just like I'm wearing pantyhose and nobody even notices. I don't care what color I'm wearing; they don't notice.
Well, that's
They
the
don't
thing is,
care.
like, I think it's harsh to call it dumb, right? Because I think it's a rite of passage that everybody has to go through where you are, if you're wearing clothes that are, break the quote unquote, taboos, you're
It's
gonna have that like initial like
it's what
fear and then exhilaration happen. I think
it's
it's
it's it's when you realize that the demons are in your own head.
right.
That's the barrier you have to make, because I mean, everybody says, I wish society would accept men in pantyhose. Well, society does. You have to accept yourself in pantyhose. If you accept yourself in pantyhose, wear them wherever you want and knock yourself out.
And you live in Georgia too. You live in, and I don't mean to like give away your location, but
Officially today, yes.
I mean, but where did you live when you first wore? Where were you at?
I lived in Michigan. I grew up on a horse farm. I'm a redneck. I'm a mechanic. I if anything's broken, I can fix it. I've built and restored cars all my life. And I now I well it snowed again in Michigan, so I got the hell out of there. But anyway, uh, now I live in Georgia, and but nothing's changed, man. I mean, I'm
But
a mechanic, I'm a redneck, I'm a guy that wears pantyhose. It's
but
fun.
but like and the only reason I ask that is because those are places where I think people might have the conception that wearing it might be something that would cause, that would be a risky thing in a sense that because, there's maybe people out there that are like their
He's
homophobia
in
or
the
their
Bible Belt.
that's essentially
Oh, dude,
That's
it
that's what you're trying to say. You're in the
the
Bible
Bible
Belt,
Belt.
and with the
Yeah, the
Bible
Bible Belt.
in
Yeah.
the Bible
well,
Belt, like there's
you know,
there's
once
misconceptions.
Yeah.
once again, that's all in the demons are in your own head. Um, I
See,
mean,
that's amazing. That's amazing
I
because
I
that's
was in my 20s, and I mean, I'd always worn pantyhose for, ever. And we I've always been a mechanic, and I had a really cool shop in my barn. I had a hoist and I had my snap-on tools and everything else. So we did a thing on Tuesdays called Fellas Night, and guys would bring over their cars and trucks, and whatever was broken, we'd try to fix them. And one day, it God, it was the scariest day of my life. I just because it was a day that we weren't going to be working on trucks, it was just a get together, and I just wore shorts with my pantyhose.
hmm
And my friends were there, and it took a while, and one of them finally noticed, and he walks up to me, he goes, "Dude, thank you." I go, "What?" He goes, "We've known you've been wearing pantyhose." He goes, "We've seen your waistband under your jeans. We've seen the damn legs tag. We've seen it. But now that you're doing it openly, thank you, because we didn't know how to talk to you, accept you, or what. We didn't know what to do with it." And so by hiding it, it actually makes the people around you
Uh-huh.
um, uncomfortable. But
Yeah.
if you're just doing it, they're completely more comfortable because if they see the waistband and they're like, oh, is this something that's secret to him? Is he gonna go
Hmm.
home? But if it's just out there and in front of them, they're like, awesome. And I'm
Yeah.
talking about a bunch of guys in Elto, Michigan that are rednecks. We farm, we do everything. And there's a guy standing in front of him wearing shorts and pantyhose, and they were completely accepting and so happy that I said that I wore them openly. And that is the day that I realized that it's just clothes. It is just clothing.
Yeah.
And you got a good group of friends. Like
That's amazing too, to have a group of people and see. And I think that that's what I think the audience, what I want people to take away from our show in general is that it, and it's, I've said it, but like your proof, if you can live in the Bible Belt and you can have a group of friends and it be a non-issue because you're accepting of it yourself, it really, it, that makes all the difference in the world. Like you were saying, if you're wearing it because you are trying to hide it because it's shame based, then people
People
around you
think
will treat it the same way. They're going to,
people think of it differently.
like
yes,
it's
If you
taboo.
yeah,
if you hide it, then it's taboo. If
exactly.
you wear it, it is fine.
Now, you have been around the interwebs for like, uh, I mean,
Ever.
since, yeah, when did you first get onto like the pantyhose scene, like online? When was like your, like, was it
Well,
90s,
yeah, like
99
in the late '90s or maybe even early '90s. I mean, it was still the um internet, but
modems?
there's the Delphi forums, which was legwear for men and legwear for unisex fashion. I
Hmm.
was Lycra one there, and yeah,
I remember you there. I was but a wee teen when I joined it. I was there a couple of years there, like Mike's Men in Pantyhose website, like, and Cyberlegs, like I couldn't actually see them because I was a minor, and so
Illegal age.
I was not able to get access to it because I did not have a credit card or anything. So
right.
I missed that wave, which is which, and everyone's like, "Oh, so great." I'm like, "Yeah, keep telling me more about how great it was." But the cool thing that you mentioned is that you actually have formed a relationship with Steve Katz, who is the creator of Comfilon.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
that.
He
Okay,
he
how
came
did
up
that
to
happen?
Michigan, and him and his wife came up to Michigan to meet me, and we went to the big old establishment of the Alto Bar, which is a tiny little hole in the wall. But yeah, no, we had a blast, man. And I took him around the town, which is, I don't know, 3 or 4 buildings, but we hung out for the entire day and we had a lot of fun and we remain friends today.
And did he? Oh, I just spit ice out. Did he? Did he have an early philosophy about wearing? Like, did any of like, what were like, say, his influences of like, you know,
No,
like,
his gig was his family, his wife's family. I can't remember her maiden name, but his wife's family had that hosiery company in Ohio, and it was kind of faltering. And Steve had the idea to make it and market it specifically to men. He was 22 years too soon,
that's
but
exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
but he had a hosiery company as well, his wife did, at his disposal that was about to go down, and he said, well, screw it, man, let's make it for men. And he did, and he made a valiant try. I mean, I was one of his test wearers, and some of them he sent me, I went, no, don't like. And some of, because here's my problem. I hold my grade is sheer energy, sheer to waste. It's either above it or below it. But sheer energy is my thing. And he sent me a few, and I'm like, nope, nope, this is just like pure nylon crap. I don't like it. He's like, okay, because if there's not lycra in it, hence my name, Lycra one. I'm not interested.
Right.
But
It's
but
the full nylon's a little scratchy. I can
but
see.
he did a great job, and he tried his best, and he sold it. I don't even know if that brand is still
I
alive, but
think it's still, I mean, at least from what I can tell, there's still versions of it being sold today. Like, I
right.
believe you can find like actual like Comfilon that is, I think that there's still a like an existence of it. But just the like had you just like you said, like he was just too early. If it had been right now, like it would have been
Right.
it would have blown up.
Right.
um it's a damn shame that the world and the community, I mean, it's he I feel like he had a vision that really, yeah, like you said, just it came too early. But like
Was like
one
I
day
had
that,
a I have a T-shirt that says, "Yeah, I'm wearing pantyhose." I had it made, and
it's
because nobody notices. I don't care
yeah,
if I'm
right,
wearing black. I don't care if I'm wearing black pantyhose. Nobody notices.
nobody notices unless they are wanting to notice, let's just say. It's
Correct. Yes.
yeah,
Anybody that has ever noticed I'm wearing pantyhose is a pantyhose person.
yeah, it's a pretty dead giveaway when if
Yep.
like if you have a guy come up go, you wearing pantyhose? It's like, you know damn well what I'm wearing. And
Yep.
like, but hello to you too.
Right.
Like it's a question that is, I don't know, it's probably not the same Commodore for the ladies, although actually
Oh
no, it
no,
probably is.
it is.
Probably is.
I've gone on elevators and I have asked. Like there was one. Actually, this is recent, and she had. I you know how much I hate the Holy jeans
Yes.
because I think it's just a waste. But she had them on under, so I went. Are you wearing nylons underneath this, or are they leggings? She goes, no, they're nylons. And I was like, thank you, and I shook her hand,
You
and
sh-
she was completely confused
she's
as
like, what
to
just happened? You're like,
yeah.
thank you.
I was like,
Like,
thank you. You're one of the rare ones. You know,
I
someone that
mean,
appreciates the finer things. I
I
was
have to
like,
I have to
fantastic.
sidebar for
But it's
Commodore.
coming back. It's
I
coming
have,
back.
yes, it is coming back. I do
Oh,
have
it
to
is.
I
There's
have
no
to
Which I
say,
question.
think, which is why I think it becomes more and more acceptable for men because
yeah,
it is coming back. That swing is the not early '90s is coming back.
It's
yeah.
never not been acceptable for men.
It has it there, I'd say maybe there was, like in it like a period of time where any sort of like in the 1950s, like any sort of deviance from what was considered traditional was going to be met with contempt. But as the time has gone by, the natural state of the youth culture and fashion is to say, well, we don't give a shit. And now we're at the point where we really don't give a shit. And I think now the political climate has allowed us to, it's like, what are you going to do? You can't fucking come up to somebody and be like, oh, you're fucking wearing the clothes. You can't, not like the way it was, 20 years ago. It's just not going to happen. You're going to look like a fucking asshole that you are. And so it's a winning situation. And I've seen more guys wearing publicly. Like, it's I mean, it's amazing. And we, like people like on the dating apps, maybe I won't say what dating apps, like Grinder, but like
I
maybe we met on Grinder because of a shared affinity of,
Yeah, there was definitely something.
yeah, it was definitely like, oh,
Tapped who?
hmm?
Who tapped?
I probably tapped you because you were, yeah, because I do, you can search nylon and like lingerie.
Yeah, you showed me that.
Yeah, you can find
Wow.
people like for
Too bad.
subsections.
It's too bad they can't do that for the regular ones.
What do you mean by regular ones? Do you mean the
The ones that
heterosexual?
the ones that they solicit for straight, right?
For what?
Because Grinder's specific. It
Well, I mean, Grinder is. I mean, it's a mishmash. You could go on there now. It's like, I swear that there's some just girls on Grinder. Just
is it like Bumble though?
I don't know. Is
Like that
Bumble?
only because Bumble like only the females can accept. So is
No,
Grinder
no.
more like Tinder or is it?
It's even filthier. It's
I
more
need beer.
degenerate.
It's
Basically, it's like, do you want this dick pic? Well, you're gonna get it. Uh,
that's
that's
awesome.
it's pretty, yeah, there's pretty much no, like you'll get it like just like or somebody will write like bend over and it's like, oh, okay, yeah. That'll be a blank profile. They'll write you and they'll be like pics. And it's like and I have like I know, right? I have like 5 pics up.
Yeah,
And so yeah,
that's great.
it's so yeah, so like but I mean it's nice to see the general acceptance of it. It's nicer to see the people are truly changing. Now, for you, Mike, like what would you say like one of your coolest experiences wearing like publicly like was there like a particular time where it was like really exciting for you, really thrilling, like I don't know, like give the audience like a happy time story, something like that.
Well,
A happy time
I mean,
story.
like, yeah, I told you about
Mike, I'm
the
joining you.
the
What
very
is
first
that? That
piece,
liquor?
the very first time. Oh, is that Woodford?
Oh no, this is a Tennessee whiskey that is not Jack Daniels.
This
I'm
is
a bourbon guy, man. I'm telling you. But
Very good.
diet
anyway, but
diet iced
anyway,
tea.
when I lived in, I had a job that brought me to the Chicago area, and my girlfriend at the time, Lisa, who I never should have let go, but I anyway,
Don't you hate it when that happens?
yeah, but she said just wear your hose, wear your shorts, and we're going to Six Flags Great America. And I'm like, no, there's no way. I will be. There's no way. I mean, it was terrifying to me, right? I
That's
mean,
intense, yeah.
this is the time of my life where, I kind of wore openly, and then if I wanted to go see my friends, I would take my shorts off and put pants on in my truck to go say hi to them, and
Yeah,
then take my
yeah.
pants off and put my shorts back on to drive home, type of thing. Um, but no, she said, you were going to Six Flags Great America. You're going to wear your shorts. I mean, we went on water rides, we went on roller coasters, we did everything. And that was so scary and so exhilarating at the same time. But it was also how I figured out, you know, it's nobody cared. Nobody noticed. The demons were in this head, in my head. The only person in the room that thought somebody shouldn't be wearing pantyhose was me.
Isn't that
It
crazy how
wasn't everybody else, it was me.
Right.
it's
Mike, now
that's
did she wear it with you?
Yes.
See, that's amazing.
yeah, Commodore
Yes.
has an erection right now from that alone.
Yes. Yes. She
Just calling people out, huh?
and and
They're
she
king.
and
Booners.
she is not a bad looking girl. I'm just
Hey,
saying.
you know, like you can't. I mean, like you can't.
uh,
You cannot judge somebody for enjoying that. But
No.
that's significant. But like you know, and so now you sent me a bunch of pictures. I've seen a bunch of pictures of you. Like you were wearing them on planes, trains, automobiles. I mean,
Yeah.
you were at a bar like earlier, like
Yeah.
having drinks
Yeah.
and just and that's what like people out there seriously like if you want to truly just have it be a non-issue just treat it as such even if you don't
Exactly.
even if you don't believe it just like lie
I don't
outwardly
I
just
don't think about it like
yeah
I'm putting on I don't
negligee.
know, whatever, but it's clothes to me. It honestly is clothes.
well it is close yeah
I mean,
I said it.
the the
Gloves.
the
Gloves.
the reason it's so hard to get it through your head with pantyhose is because pantyhose can be super fucking sexual, right?
yeah
I mean, they're hot.
yes
Just ask YouTube. They always seem to like to they'll let the bikini shit go, and but they'll anything with nylons. They
you
explicit.
want
I'm
to know
like, are
something
you ready?
crazy
Like, are you out of your fucking mind with this? Like,
do you know what
come
they
on.
did for my
But they
interview
can
with
be awesome,
Of
and they
course,
can just
yeah.
be clothes, or they can just make my outfit look nicer.
yeah
I mean,
That's what
that
I'm saying.
yeah
I mean,
exactly it's
I mean,
there's very few garments that can be that diverse in its like application because nobody's wearing a
hundred
turtleneck
percent.
sweater to get someone horny you know what I'm saying
No,
Whoa, whoa, hold on now.
oh
Hold
is
on
that your
now.
thing
No, but I'm just saying, Rule 34, it can be.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get on FetLife and I'm gonna look up turtleneck sweaters to see if there's a subset of
I,
that.
I bet you there is.
I bet you that turtleneck sweaters. Okay, all right. I'm gonna bet you a pair of um stop and stare pantyhose. Which, by the way, guys, just some
Stop
bummer
and
news.
stare.
Okay, because no, stop and stare. Seriously. All right,
Let's
just
pause for.
because I love
Hold
these
on,
because
hold on. I got this
Oh
going
no,
right now.
reinforced toes. You lost me.
well, but I'm not supposed to be showing. Just pretend the toes aren't there. I'm look at the tattoos.
Just pretend.
Well, what? I didn't have any. I didn't anticipate having shoes on. But this is the thing. This company's really cool, and they made
Who
these
is it?
great. Huh?
Who is it?
Stop and Stare. They just recently went under, but they were an Irish pantyhose company that had been making these really cool tattoo tights for the good 6-7 years. And just want to say shout out to them. Like it's sad that they had a good run. And I mean, I was taking a piss at the airport in Chicago, and I was
Oh, guess what?
And you
You owe me.
survived.
I do.
It's guess what, buddy?
That is
It
that
is.
is a that is not a fetish.
It
That's
is.
listed. No,
It
it's not.
is. It
Look,
is literally. It is literally turtleneck sweater fetish.
So if you go along that line of logic, if turtleneck sweaters are a fetish, why do pantyhose have to be a fetish? That's my thing. Pantyhose are clothes. I mean, yes, pantyhose are fun to wear and you can have a lot of sexual fun with them, but at the end of the day, a turtleneck sweater is the same as a pair of pantyhose, and it's just clothes.
I mean, that just blows my mind. I'm like, really? Is that I mean, because what?
I mean, I'm
Dude,
sure there's a fetish for, I don't
everything.
know, a lug nut.
King.
I don't know.
King, we had this discussion like 6 episodes ago. Rule
I know, but I
34.
just did not think that
I wasn't
turtleneck
listening.
sweaters would be a listed. Like, okay,
Hey,
I'm looking.
there's 1, 2, 3,
Now,
4,
are those
5,
groups or is that fetish?
6. No, no fetishes, dude.
All right.
Like
Well,
there's 3 pages.
Jesus.
3 pages for this.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, all right. I concede. Okay, but here's where I come calling bullshit. Just quick aside. The number one biggest fetish is oral sex. That's not a fetish. That's a sex act. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, for some it is.
is it?
Yes.
Okay, fetish is supposed to be you have your
Something you like.
You might have an oral sex fetish if
Oh my God.
the guy sucking gets hard on than the
But
guy
that's
sucking.
just a sex act.
Okay.
You know what I
No,
mean?
see,
No, sex act is
it's
what it is to me.
for some people it isn't.
It says a
I
form of
just-
sexual
It's more
desire
than
in which
that.
is strongly linked to a particular object or activity or a part of the body. Ah, fuck it, I'm wrong. God damn it.
I
You're
just-
0 for
I fail.
2. You're
What I would
0
say
for
is I
2. You
don't have
want to go for a
fetish.
third?
I do even enjoy it.
I'm sorry. I can't believe I'm part of this, but I just Googled number one fetish and it comes up masochism,
Well,
then
that's
group sex, and then sadism, then sports
Ooh.
gear.
hurt.
Then wait,
Sports gear.
number five is armpits. I
Okay.
No,
mean,
it's not. No, it's not.
it is.
All
It
right,
says armpits.
all right, just because Dr. Google says it, who's the source?
So, okay.
Futuremethod.com.
Well, so just FYI, according to FetLife,
Balloons is a fetish. Balloons.
Okay,
Yes,
it's-
it
okay.
is. See?
now,
BDSM suits,
See?
used underwear. Come on now.
okay, what about this one? I think this is bullshit. Sex is not a fetish.
It's bullshit.
Like just
It
sex? Sex? I have a fetish for
Yeah.
sex?
No, it's just a sexual act.
Yeah, so that's number 67. That beats up pantyhose and stockings at number 74.
74, really?
Yeah.
I figured
That's
it was more.
because
It was higher up than
intelligence
that.
is apparently intelligence and sex. I'm like, really? Like, I don't know. Anal is that, I guess, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, making home movies. All right, whatever. I'm just saying pantyhose were
Barehanded spanking.
as opposed to gloved spanking. I'm like, I feel like that's
spanking fetish.
I think that's doctor play. Pretty sure that's doctor play.
doctor play. Well,
Yeah,
or
like medical
you
play.
could, you could, or nurse.
Being restrained.
That's why I changed it to medical. The medical club,
I just think,
Yeah.
right? I want that wider cast net there.
I mean, I think that talking dirty, hair pulling, I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, I feel like Pantyhose is 74 here, but I'm saying, like, that's not bad on a list of, like, things
Well,
like
pantyhose are so benign. I mean, I remember back when I was
yep.
in um, Chicago, and that hurt. She was hot, but I took her home in my Bronco, and she started to get frisky on the way because I was wearing pants. I wasn't open then, and she, put her hand down there, and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she goes, "That is cool," because she was wearing them because she was a secretary and where I worked, so I was definitely going beyond all um rules,
You were doing all the
Like,
taboo.
but
Man, you were
but
just you were
but
so
it's
full of it.
but she was
as
like,
long
"Oh
as
my
she wasn't
god, that
working
is."
under you. I
She
think that's
goes,
that.
"That is so hot." No, she worked in a different department and
Then
everything.
you're good.
Anyway,
You're good.
but but she goes, "Oh my god, that is so hot. Can this truck go any faster?" I'm like, "Yeah, we'll get home." but some girls,
How did you approach her? Let's go a little bit deeper here. You guys
okay,
met. How did you
yeah,
guys? How did it come to fruition? Was it just the nylons, or
I
was it more than that?
I was enthralled because she was the only woman that wore nylons every day. And
Love
I
it.
went and I was just like following her. She was in finance and I was in sales, but um
Gotta
I
love those
followed
finance
her.
girls.
I followed her and finally I got her to go out with me, and we went out and we had dinner, whatever, drinks, and then we're driving around in my truck, and she she's like, "Okay, I gotta have this dude." Lucky me. But I mean, she was 23 and I was like 29, so I was scoring at the point. And she's just like, she's getting frisky, and she reaches under. She goes, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're wearing pantyhose. This is hot." And she was, see, there's another one I let go. I shouldn't have, but
Well,
anyway.
Why'd you let them go?
Well, personality wise, I mean, she was hot, but personality wise, she wasn't as driven as me. She was kind of lazy, if that makes any sense. But
maybe it was just a sexual thing and not.
It's
it was
it's
fun.
always
Oh my
I
god.
will I always say this. It's always the personality that can make or break someone's hotness. You can make an ugly woman or an ugly man pretty or
Right.
beautiful based on the
I heard
personality.
Cristiano Ronaldo speak for the first time the other day, and I was
I
he's
mean,
Just
like, "I am a very petulant fruit," and I'm like, "What? No, no."
I was in a I was in a position in a company in Chicago where I hired and fired people, right? I mean, and there was a new girl that was going to get hired, and I walked into the room and she is wearing, I can picture it in my head, um suntan pantyhose, burgundy beautiful pumps, and a short skirt, and she's like waiting for me, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, she's hired." Yeah, I don't care, she can speak English.
did you like tell her like Pantyhose?
No, but
Oh, I see.
I did the professional thing. I mean, I actually run her and made sure
Dude,
she was capable to work for me. And
You're like, "Do you have a wreck? Are you a criminal? No, come on."
right, right,
Hey,
and but I hired her. But I mean, I'm telling you, I mean, she had her first foot in the door that minute because I saw
look,
that.
there's nothing. Look, there's nothing wrong with if you have two equally good candidates and one of them is wearing amazing pantyhose.
Correct.
I mean,
well,
it's
that one
just
showed up. They showed up with their A game,
yep.
right?
Mhm.
They
They
put
came with a
And
full look
she
together.
ended up being an awesome employee. This is Lisa that I had mentioned earlier, but that's
okay,
Lisa.
and
Yep.
you still talk to this day, right?
Yep.
There you
Yep.
go.
Hey Mike, after this, can I get Lisa's number?
Yep.
Commodore.
Is
I have
she
to.
is she still in
I
she's still in
can text it.
Chicago?
I can text it. Yes.
See, I wish I was still living in Ohio.
I got rid of Michigan and moved to Georgia, man. I screw Michigan.
You can't. You didn't like the mitt?
And cheers. No,
Were you a Youper or were you a troll?
Grand Rapids area.
All right,
I
so you
grew
were
up
part
on
of the troll clan.
I grew up on a horse farm in Michigan.
But
We're
Grand
like
Rapids is beautiful,
we're both like
absolutely beautiful.
they're speaking like northern straight. It's not really.
Come on now, I can
What are
speak
you talking about?
Southern if you want me to. I can be down here from the South. What's
No,
going
because
on?
you live in South Carolina, so you have to have
No, I
that.
live
Hey,
in Georgia,
I
son.
was oh wait, but
listen,
I live but I'm sorry, but you
The
were in South
devil
Carolina.
went down to Georgia.
But
King,
you had
you're the north of
There
the
are some
South.
tickets it does get
Let's not
I
go and
was
rip
born
on
I was
Southerners.
born in Charleston, so
The devil went down to Georgia. He
devil
was
went down.
looking for
I
a
hung
pair
out
of
with the
hose to steal.
dude, the devil went down to Georgia. I was in Nashville with that guy's son, and he was such a douche. He's like, my dad wrote "Devil Went Down to Georgia" to everybody. I'm like, that's not really cool when you do it like that.
But he
Actually,
was
he went to
looking
West Virginia.
The
Sweet
devil,
home.
the devil went down
Alabama.
on me.
Sweet home. But he was looking for a pair of hose to steal.
You can go, Mike. You go get what
Just saying. You
So
can't take me anywhere.
no, I'm just like, I think
No,
that's great.
no, I
But
can't be
so,
taken
what were you guys
anywhere.
talking about? Like, were you part of? You're like, are you part of the Sparklands and the Nichies? And are you troll or are you blipper? Like, I don't even know what
So,
you're talking about.
so Michigan, you have the mitt, and then there's a second
Here we
part
go.
And
that
then you
hangs
have the
over it.
Shigen.
You basically have like the cloud
Mitt.
that just hangs over them. So they're called the Youpers,
What
and
is
then
you?
everyone that's like upper
Oh,
Michigan,
oh, there's
right?
oh
They're
wait,
separated. Yeah, they're separated by the Mackinac Bridge, and they joke about the Youpers joke, and they say everyone that's basically under us are trolls
oh, because the like living trolls living under the bridge.
living under the bridge.
Oh God, people
So
are so
they're south
weird,
of the
aren't they?
bridge.
People are so tribal. They're like, we're gonna go ahead like it's like this made
You're
up
to
like
separate.
land that this made up space of land that we decided is going to be a place. We're going to like now put it's like if we're on this side of the bus and you're on that side of the bus, and that makes you not cool and we're cooler. Like the floor
See,
is lava.
that's why I like short buses because every seat's a back seat, so everybody's cool.
Yeah.
And the
Does
turning radius is better.
dear God, I hope
It's
that's not. I hope
the
that's not a
turning
fetish.
radius.
Is that? Do you think that's a fetish?
It probably
Oh
is.
no,
Go
that
look it
can't
up.
be.
Oh,
Look it
I
up.
bet
Look it
there's
up.
a short bus fetish.
That can't be a
But
fetish.
but
Hold
at
on,
the end of
there was a
day,
girl who had a fetish for a roller coaster.
Well, that
She
okay.
she literally would go and she would stick her finger in the oil and would lose her mind.
Um, I mean that. I guess I can understand that.
You
I
can
don't even
understand that,
know.
but you can't understand the other thing.
No, I mean I
So
feel like
narrow minded.
I don't
So
know. I
narrow
just
minded.
don't know. I don't even know how to fricking look that up. I don't even want to say out loud what I want to possibly think it would be called because I don't want to, cancel it myself.
I'm
But
already canceling you
for what?
because you're being chicken shit.
No. Okay. You know what? All right. Fine, motherfucker. I can cut this out. Do I look up slow adult or do I look
No,
up?
look up short bus. I don't know
There
how
is no
you could.
short bus
How do you?
because nobody has a fetish for the short bus. They would have a fetish for the people on the short bus.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
look
but
up any
but
word.
anyway.
on the short bus.
It could be a slow short bus.
But wait a minute, aren't we supposed to be talking about pantyhose?
We are. We do.
You
We
can
got
hold
this.
on. You can wear them on the short bus.
Well, that's the thing. Pantyhose can
We're
be
gonna
worn
tie this
anywhere.
back in. We'll
Yeah,
tie it right back in.
I
We'll
got
bring
you,
it back
I
in. We'll
got
bring
you,
it
Good.
back
I
We're
in.
gonna
got
leave it
you,
right back in
I got you.
But yeah,
because a
it
school
does.
bus driver could be extremely hot and wears them as well. Hey,
You don't know.
you
You
don't
should say,
know. You
Commodore.
never know.
I do love you. I love your reading your Fat Life comments to people because you are such a gentleman when you're like most excellent legs and
But the
fabulous smile.
Commodore just made a very excellent point
Mm-hmm.
that whatever it is, whether it's the short bus, whether it's um,
The
apricots,
normal.
They might be wearing pantyhose.
I mean, I hope they are. I mean, look,
Me too.
I'm not saying that I am.
It's just clothes. That's my whole thing is pantyhose are just clothes.
They
I
are.
mean,
They are.
there
So they
is
should
a
be worn
fetish.
more often.
I mean, when I first put a pair on, did I get a boner and ejaculate? Hell yeah. Is
Yeah,
there
for
a
the first like
sexual
good 30, 40 years for me. Yeah.
is there a sexual part to it? Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Is there also a just, you know what? I want to wear black because it looks good with this today. Yeah. There's
It's yeah,
also a
I agree.
clothing choice part of it.
I think for
And
being, I think with being a guy, it's you sort of like have to get over that initial like charge of it sexually, and then once you can get past that, it becomes it broadens. You can start using it for fashion or for
I
self-expression.
was just making fun. Yeah, no,
Hmm.
I mean, when it's 50 degrees out and you're wearing shorts or a skirt, I choose skirt, but pantyhose are warmer. You know, I mean, it's just the way it is. You know, I mean, I sleep in them, I take a shower in them. The only time my legs are bare is when I'm shaving them. You know,
That would be
it's
pretty bad.
just,
Trying to shave your legs in pantyhose, you're like, this isn't working.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Why is my razor keep getting gunked up?
This is really not working
This is
well.
this razor sucks. I'm calling Gillette.
I got to go to Commodore's house. He's got lots of whiskey. I want to go there.
Oh, but
Whiskey and bourbon.
you don't want to
Those
come to my
are
house. We have
double
Only
strikes.
bourbon. It's all I drink.
watered down iced tea.
Woodford is my thing.
Woodford is good. Angel's Envy, not a bad one either.
You
But
guys
Buffalo Trace has for some reason it's just taken over for me.
But it was
So
It's consistent. That's
it
what I
was
go with.
it was your guys' podcast that tells me that leg sheer energy is gonna survive.
they are going to survive. They are currently and they're still in production. If you
Because
may not be able to find them if at the local stores that you were
I
before.
bought $2,500 worth of them at Target
Oh,
online when they were going out of business. Oh yeah,
hot damn!
I got me some sheer energy because
Jesus,
Target's the only one that had them
Mike's not
online.
Mike's not fucking around. That's about it.
2,500.
No,
Mike is
How
in
many?
this into
How
that.
many pairs
no.
is that? How many pairs is that?
Oh
Well, if they're
god.
$10 a piece, right? Take
Well,
10,
I was buying the
250
two
pairs.
packs. I was buying
Wow.
the two packs.
So 500.
So at least, yeah, I got lots of them.
Holy fuck! Wow.
Yeah,
Well, I
just
mean,
think
Well,
about it. If
because
they're $10 a piece,
when they started falling off the shelves, I'm like, I better buy this shit because
that was yeah. I understand.
legs
That was
is
my reaction too. And then
legs is my go-to brand. I mean, I've worn Wolford, they're nice. I've worn
so
the
why?
other ones. The other ones that supposedly go towards men. I've worn those and they're okay,
I have a
but
question though for you.
they just quit.
What are the number twos? What if you say like behind legs? What would be if legs disappeared completely today? You had no other pairs of them. What would be the next pantyhose that would be your go-to pantyhose?
God, I don't. That's my problem. I don't have oh man, I don't. I mean, I have to start opening drawers, but I haven't found anything that I like as much. I mean, the D. Raphael, Cecilia D. Raphaels are a
Those are
close
good.
second. Those
Mhm.
are a close second. They're not my favorite because I don't like the way the panty part is, if that makes
Well, and
any
you're
sense.
tall too. You're super tall, right?
Yeah, I'm 6'5",
Yeah,
but
that's tougher too because they're not really as elastic as the Hanes or Maxine's.
and I tried the one with the heart, the and I think you had her on your podcast. Anyways, God, I can't. The hell's the name of it? Wait a minute, I got a
How do you
drawer.
feel about sheer text? Have you done the sheer text thing?
Oh my God, it's like wearing burlap. It's it's
Thank
awful.
you. Thank you.
It's awful.
Thank you.
I freaking hate it.
Their quality has gone down to absolute shit. That's why
And
they're like
$100.
$25 a pair. No,
I
dude.
mean, as
No, they're
soon
not.
as
They're
they
like
came
25
out,
bucks
I
a pair.
I ordered a pair and I paid too much money because it's not going to run and it's not going to do everything else. But holy crap, they suck.
Yeah, like I got a pair on sale for $35. I put them on and I was like,
Lavals.
it looked like it was itchy and my legs looked like they were pancake batter. And
Right.
I've literally threw them out. I was like, no, like
I was
still can't understand how
I
they're.
was
I'm still
excited to
upset that I invested. I'm
I
still
can't
upset.
believe. Well, I mean, you know that he invested and they didn't even fucking deliver on the promises of like that he was supposed to get. So
Still
we're a
don't. I
fan of shared text
still
here.
don't have the fucking what was it? The laundry bag that was supposed to come with it. And when I emailed them about it, they're like, "Oh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, no,
we don't have record of it." I said, "Really? Here's the email."
yeah.
And then it was crickets.
We spent all that money on that old German guy for the commercial. Like,
Oh God, I can't. Let's not rehash that one. That
yes,
is such
yes.
bullshit.
It's a
Just such
yeah. I'm like,
bullshit.
there's 3 men in the commercial, and dude, any of them wear pantyhose?
Weren't
No.
they like banging on like a tire or some shit?
Yeah,
It was like
yeah,
something stupid that you're like,
yeah.
what is the purpose of this?
I just want to know what like shell company the money's going to. Share text. That's what I want to know.
It's
Is like,
probably
where
going
is the money?
to
Like,
Miss Hermuth's shell
Miss
company.
Hermoots. Oh, she the
Yeah.
dancer? That the girl who's like
Yes, the awkward one.
ballerina. Yep, she's graceful. Graceful as a chimp. That's not very
She's
nice.
great. She's graceful.
I
Oh
shouldn't say that
God.
about her, but I do think that it is shocking. I will say that like if you can get past it, like some of the like super glossy stuff that comes from China is not bad in a pinch. Like if legs were gone completely, like those are pretty
right.
stretchy. So you don't
I've
you don't
got some
have
of those, but I guess if I had to choose a second, it's a hard choice, but it would be Les Bells or Les Bell or
okay.
Les Bell or whatever.
Yeah, LaBelle, yeah.
They're
Have you
they're
ever
okay.
tried a New Day?
I
No,
love A New Day. Those are actually my number two. Like
So I've
I've never even
found
heard of
these.
it.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
found
Target
these.
brand.
I found these at no, I found them at DSW.
Well, what's that?
It's like a store
DSW.
that DSW is a shoe store.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, they carry them at Target too. It's like the Target brand pantyhose too.
Oh, nice. Well,
Yeah,
they're phenomenal.
I
Absolutely
mean,
phenomenal.
that I actually use them. They're really wonderful. Like you can actually like also easily turn them into a shirt, like full body coverage, like because they have a high waist. And I actually like I have one. I'm wearing it right now. See? So no, they're fantastic. And they have different types. Like they have a super shimmery sheer one that's great. And it's actually I was gonna say that would be my second. Like that would be my go-to if we lost legs. Like they're
Never
great.
even heard of it, but I'm going to try it.
Oh, I will send you links. They're really good. Like proper
Just
good.
go to
Like
your local Target or DSW.
Target.
Target.
Yes. The
There's
French
what, a
Walmart.
new day?
A new
Yes, it's
day.
just
Yeah.
called a New Day.
But they're called a new day. They call them tights though. They don't call them pantyhose.
Broadway.
Well, they're English. I think they're English.
Are
Oh,
they?
so they have bonnets and boots and hoods.
I don't know. I mean, I don't. Maybe. I mean,
So I will say, and I found this through a girlfriend of mine. It's called the Tight Spot.
oh, that's a great site. But it's just
Yes,
everything's from Europe though, isn't it?
and I got to tell you, the quality is much better.
No, the quality is
Uh,
great, but the problem is the wait, the time that you have to wait for them to arrive is the bummer.
Yeah,
the
between 3 and 6 weeks.
It's. I
the
But
mean,
but see, you order them ahead of time, knowing you're going to want them.
I've never been good with that.
Well, so like you buy them now and you completely forget about them. You get them in the mail and you're like, oh shit, and then you wear them.
It took me a while to get to that point. I was like, because
oh
when
man,
I was first starting to wear as a young person, like it took every ounce of
yep,
guts that I had to like go to the store to get the pair of pantyhose.
yes,
And so I
yes.
would, and I could only do one, maybe two, without flipping the fuck out and having like a panic attack as I'm checking out. And obviously
Oh, I
nobody
know it's
cared.
awesome though. It's
And
exhilarating and scary. And the first when they go, "Are you buying this for your wife?" You go, "No, they're for me."
yeah, and that's another question. Are you buying this for your wife? It's like, why don't they just ask what you want to ask, buddy? Like,
Well, if
Oh,
I
you
hey,
just
walked
hot.
up with a pack of gum, they wouldn't ask who I was buying it for.
Yeah,
But
so, yeah,
they
exactly.
actually try to embarrass you. But I actually just put my chest out and go, yeah, no, they're for me.
Well, yeah,
You should turn it
And
around
I'm
on them and
wearing them
say,
while I'm talking
Become
to her.
unembarrassable.
well,
you
that's the
should
thing
turn it
though,
around and be like, no, I'm actually buying them for you because
because you want
I
to
want
fuck
to see
me.
them on you.
Yeah,
Well, the
because
one
you're
Because
thing,
you want to fuck me.
because you want to
the
fuck me
one,
right now. I can tell, like by the way that you're asking me, who are these for? Do you want them to be for you? Because I can make it happen if you know, if you behave.
You're into that.
the one thing, and it's just, this is gonna sound really weird. The one thing that Pantyhose has done in my life is made me more confident, because I just decided one day that I'm gonna wear pantyhose, and I'm gonna wear them with shorts, and now I wear them with skirts, but whatever. But it 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 gave me a confidence that it's just clothes. It's just clothes. This is
Yep.
what it is, and I'm
I think
gonna
that's
wear them, and
that.
nobody's gonna stop me. And if you ask me who they're for, I'm going to say they're for me, ma'am. And you're not going to embarrass me. I'm going to look you right in the eye and say they're for me.
And that's the thing, and that's the takeaway I want to have like for this episode. And like I'm just thank you so much for coming on to talk to us, because it is
Absolutely.
truly
Yeah.
it's truly inspiring to see that somebody from like you got that from the beginning. You had this down very early on, and for people like me and Commodore, like we wouldn't have had the the pathway to follow. I mean, like I feel like today's young people, they're at the point
So
where they
much
don't have to.
easier. They have it
Well,
so much easier.
and good for them. You know, I think it's great. Like they don't have to feel nervous going to buy a pair of whatever at Target, because you know they're self checkout, and you know they can wear what they want to, and that's good. That's progress. But honestly, thank you for being one of the earlier brave ones to show everybody
Being a
that this,
pioneer.
yes,
Oh,
that
man.
that this is a non-issue, and it
That
only is an issue.
humbles me.
Well, you know, I mean, it's great because
Well, it's
you
important to be acknowledged on it. Like
yeah,
be taking that leap of faith and continuing takes a lot more courage than people are willing to give
yep.
credit for. So
There's
give credit where credit's due.
yeah, trailblazing is something that is not easily done these days because there's been so many people who've done it before, but when you have an
I did.
actual trailblazer,
I
you
didn't
gotta give
even
props.
think of it as blazing. Honestly, I just thought, because
Well, that's what
if,
makes you a trailblazer, is that you
but
didn't
if,
think about it being trailblazing. You just did it.
because if I'm not, if my legs are bare, this is gonna sound weird, but if my legs are bare, I'm uncomfortable. I just like the feeling and everything of wearing pantyhose. I just do. And if I want to wear shorts, if I want to lay out by the pool in at the hotel, I'm wearing pantyhose. It's just the way it works.
And
I
nothing
just
nothing you have said tonight is weird. Nothing. I mean, like,
oh, I
I
know
think,
that, but I'm just saying, I just embraced it. I just finally, something clicked in my head after, jumping out of my truck and filling it at the gas pump with shorts that were as long almost to my socks, to where now I just don't care. It's just clothes to me, and it actually is a fashion accessory to me now.
hmm
And it
You
can
know what
also
that's
be,
called? That's called maturity.
hmm
Being comfortable in your own skin. That's
I
at the end of
got
the
you.
day, that's what it is.
100%.
Right?
Yep.
You built that up and it took you
comfortable in your
this
own
long to go.
second skin.
But
Get
there's
it?
but
Yes.
but I feel so bad for the guys that are like me, that are sitting
Trapped.
at home, and they don't want to go, I don't know, for a walk around their block wearing shorts if their pantyhose are on, because they think they're gonna get laughed out. Trust me, there's no news helicopters. There's nothing's gonna happen if you wear pantyhose as a guy. Nothing bad is gonna happen. It's
Yeah.
gonna just be, um
It's
life is normal.
yeah. No one gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit.
They
And
don't.
why would they? I mean, if you're the kind of person, the only type of time I've ever given a shit about something that somebody else has done, it's because I've either been jealous or I've been interested. You know what I'm saying?
You
I
have to
know
own
that's,
it.
yeah, exactly. And you have owned it since, I mean, since before I was even legal to be looking at naughty pictures on the interweb. I mean, I remember back in the day, going to hotsex.com. That's
Oh, trust me. I
Oh,
mean, if I go to a porn site, the first thing I type in is pantyhose. But
well,
but
yeah.
but
of
but
course.
I mean,
but as
I think
far
we're
as
all in
being a
agreement here.
guy that wants to just wear them as like normal clothes, just wear them. I mean, try
If
it
yeah,
once.
if you want to,
Just try it once.
yeah. If you want to do it, and no
You're
shame to
going to be
people who don't
scared
like.
to death the first time you do it. You're going to, like me in the pumping gas at my truck, and then you're going to be scared. You're
But then you're
going
gonna
to be
feel.
scared.
But then you'll feel so alive. You'll feel like the exhilaration is gonna explode out of your chest and just like
And
paint the
then
roof.
when it clicks is when you forget that you're wearing them.
That true,
That's
true,
that
true.
is the coolest part. When you're walking around in shorts and pantyhose and you forget that you're wearing pantyhose
Yep,
because you're
yep,
just out doing your normal thing.
absolutely.
That is when you go, holy crap,
And
I'm wearing
that's
pantyhose.
and that's what I think that's holy crap. I'm
You
wearing
know,
pantyhose. I feel like I want to call the episode that. Like I feel like it's a good name for the episode, right?